Hi, Sian. How are you?
Oh, Zander, how's it going?
I'm all right, mate. I'm just recovering from a bit of COVID, but it's all good.
Oh, really? Jesus, it seems everyone's getting it now.
What time is it, mate, where you are?
It is half 12, 12:30. So,
Where are you?
yeah, 2.5 hours ahead of you, I think.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in Bali in
Ah,
Indonesia.
okay, nice. That mate, that now, mate. I thought you were in Italy.
No, no, not where Simone's from, anyways. But
No, no, okay, cool, nice.
yeah, I'll just jump into it. So I guess I just have a few questions, and it will kind of be to do with yourself and obviously the tour that we're giving away as the prize for that contest. So, just to start us off, where are you from and what actually led you to Sri Lanka? So, what kind of jobs did you do? What made you actually go over there?
Okay, well, I mean, that's quite a long story for me, but I'll try and keep it short. So, I'm from England, and yeah, but I started my life in England, and I worked in the city for a few years. Hated it, and then decided to do things slightly differently. So I moved out to India,
Okay.
where I lived, I don't know, 17 years.
Wow.
And one of the things I did there was set up a company called Extreme Bike Tours, which you
Right.
might know about.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and so I ran that for about 10 years before I sold that to some people in Sri Lanka who now still run it and own it. But I actually went back to Europe for a couple of years because I thought that would be a good idea. And I moved to Ibiza, where I set up two. I'm a bit of a serial business setter
Right.
upper. So
Okay.
business
Right.
business I've just set up here is number 8. But in Ibiza, I started set up a company renting out 1960s Ford Mustangs.
Oh, deadly.
Um,
V8s,
car. Sorry,
the V8s, I hope.
all V8s, all
Yes.
V8, of course. Yeah, I did actually have one 6-cylinder one, which was an immaculate original condition. So I had that as a backup car as well.
Yeah, I'd say they're worth a
Um,
few pound now as well, them Mustangs.
they sure are.
Yeah,
That company I sold, and that's still doing quite well. It seems to
right.
have more Formula One drivers renting cars and stuff
Really, yeah.
than normal people. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I also set up another company renting out classic boats, sort of self-drive boats. So that's what I did in Ibiza. And then I took two where I bought a boat and I sailed around Europe for 2 years,
That was one of my
trying to
follow-up
work out
questions
if
as
Europe was
well.
the place I wanted to be. Sorry?
That was one of my follow-up questions. I had a look at your Instagram and I saw that you're an avid sailor. So I was going to ask about the boat, a few places you went. Simone was
Well,
telling me actually that you just decided to go off for a couple of years on the boat.
it was the best midlife crisis ever.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah, so that was. I'll come back to that, and then basically I decided that I mean I love Asia. I always have done, and it's very much a part of me to be out here. So I actually then decided that Sri Lanka was the place, and decided to build a hotel with the new owners of Extreme Bike Tours.
Okay, so that's where you are now with the hotel. That's just
That's where
about
I am now, and we've been building throughout the pandemic, and we are opening on Saturday.
unbelievable. It looks unreal. I've seen it on Instagram. I've been looking at the page, following it.
Yeah.
But even to do with the bikes, I had a look at your Instagram where you had a picture from when you were 8 on a YZ80, where you couldn't even reach the ground and you were on the bike.
YZ80. Yeah, no, that was my first motorbike. Yeah.
And did you get money after that, or was it kind of, you know, where
No,
you
I
just
mean,
traveling around?
I was brought up on a farm, and I've got 3 older brothers, and they were always into fishing.
Okay.
And I'm not the most patient person in the world, so fishing wasn't for me. And I got into riding motorbikes.
So all the dirt bikes
Um,
from the start.
all the dirt biking from the start. We used to make ramps, jump over things.
Injuries, so
Well, actually, fun enough, I never had a proper motorbike injury until extreme bike tours.
okay. So in Sri Lanka, probably was it on the tour?
No, that was in India. So extreme bike tours was actually originally in India, and no, I did have a few broken ribs, collarbones, arms, and legs. On that,
Wow.
most of that was actually from one accident, to be honest with you. But yeah, it happens. When you're doing, I don't know how many kilometers I was doing a year, but it was probably over 10,000.
Yeah. Was that on a road or on did you fall off a bloody cliff or what happened there?
No, I haven't. Some of my customers fell off a cliff, but not me. That was actually on my tour season was 10 months long.
Right.
So we were running 16, 17 tours a year, which I led every one of them. And the last day of the last tour before I took 2 months off,
No.
somebody ran right
The
into me.
last day.
I broke legs, arms, ribs. Yeah.
A car drove into you, was it?
A motorbike
Motorbike?
pulled out right in front of me. Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
I think I hit him at a T-boned him at 80 kilometers an hour.
Oh. How did he get away with it?
I think he had a few breaks, but he was okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And was that on did you always use the Royal Enfields? I saw that they were pretty much all Royal Enfields on the Sri Lanka tour. Was it the same?
Yeah, we used all the sorry, I got hiccups.
Oh, good.
All the tours we use Royal Enfield.
Okay. All the 350 cc's, I think, is it? Or is there 500?
No, we had 500s.
Okay.
So I've got hiccups.
You can take a minute there if you want to get a drink of water or something if you want.
I'll tell you why, mate. I'm trying to give up smoking.
Oh, you can't. What's
And
that?
I started on these today and they give you really bad hiccups.
Are they just like nicotine?
Nicotine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a vape for a second. I was like, that's a funny looking, that's a funny shaped vape.
No, they're nicotine lozenges. They work really well, actually.
Yeah.
Apart from the hiccup. Yeah.
You wouldn't try the old the vapes, no? Or did you?
They've worked for me before. So I keep trying those.
Yeah. You all good?
Yeah, good.
Trying to hold them down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be okay.
Simone was actually saying he was telling me that I've never ridden a Royal Enfield, but he was telling me that they're really heavy. That you'd nearly be better off on a 350, would you? If you're starting out on.
I mean, that's a very loose sort of thing. I mean, they're not for. I think most 500cc bikes around the world or 600s are a lot heavier than an Enfield because they're so simple.
Right.
There's no electronics. They're very simple bulletproof bikes.
Yeah.
But if you get the more modern 600cc's like sports bikes and stuff, they weigh a lot more.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Buddy, the bike I had back home was a 750 and I've never had more problems with a vehicle in my life.
Really? What was that?
It was a Suzuki GSXR. But
they're good bikes.
Yeah, really, really good engine. But I don't know what happened with mine. I think it was the ECU. I thought it was. I brought it to two mechanics, took the whole
electrical problems.
Oh my God. I brought new ECU for it and it had to be calibrated and it still didn't work. The most complicated.
Yeah.
I literally had to sell it. I spent $2,500 trying to fix it up and then I had to sell it and sold it for $2,500. I think.
No, that's why old is gold.
Yeah, simple.
You fix them up and then you know what you've got and then they're very, very easy to fix and maintain.
Probably just carbs on the Royal Enfield, is it? There's no injection or anything.
They have two options nowadays for the 500s. There's a carb model and a fuel injection. The fuel injections, I haven't been in that business for 6, 7 years now, but it used to be a problem, the fuel injection.
I'd say, yeah,
Um,
of course. When they
they
start
probably,
adding
they
things
probably
to
make
it,
it better now. There's only a little thing, you couldn't store the bikes, you had to keep half a tank of gas in them.
right.
Otherwise the fuel injection would just disappear. So as long as you left fuel in the gas tank,
Oh,
when you're storing them, it's fine.
no. Back to the boats though. So you bought a boat, and where kind of what were your most interesting stories, scariest stories? Do you have any, or the best
Well,
places you've sailed?
well, the boat was not a sailing boat. It was actually something called a Dutch steel cruiser,
Okay.
which is designed to go down the inland waterways. It's not a barge. It does look like a seagoing boat, but they're technically for inland waterways. So most of what I did was through the canal systems of Europe.
Okay.
But me being me, I did go into the Baltic Sea in it for one summer and got all the way north of Gothenburg in Sweden and was about 100 kilometers from the Arctic Circle, which was
Right.
brilliant. Did some of the fjords as well, which was brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Denmark and all the archipelagos around there is just stunning.
Yeah.
And then I actually came back all the way through Europe again, and then spent a summer in the Med as well.
Deadly.
So the easiest times are obviously in the canals because there's not much that can go wrong. I did leave Barcelona, and rather than following the coast, decided to go just north of Barcelona straight across to Ibiza. And it was a 2-day crossing because the boat, the cruising speed was sort of 12, let's say 8 knots, which is about 12 kilometers an hour. So it's very slow. And I misjudged the weather completely.
Oh no.
So I had this massive
Bad the whole way.
for 2 days, and it was rough. It was not fun. Yeah, it was not fun at all.
Oh God. It was funny
But
that you said,
well, it's an amazing thing. I mean, I'm quite a loner. I quite like my own company, but to be stuck in the middle of nowhere for 2 days with even your VHF radio not really contacting anyone and not being able to get weather reports,
yeah.
because I was, had the gear, all the gear, was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah, a bit of excitement too.
Yeah, no, sure. No, it was a good thing to put myself through.
It was funny that you said about the not much could go wrong in the canals. I'm not sure if you've seen. Do you follow Top Gear at all? Or
Well, funny, I actually ran the Top Gear Christmas special in India.
really? Wow, in India.
Yes, I was I was with those guys. Well, I was actually working for them for 3 months, and I spent 6 weeks with the boys, running their Christmas special. Yeah.
That's a dream. That's a dream. But did you
Yeah.
see their that's unreal actually.
I had, yeah.
You saw the I don't know what canals they were in. Was it could have been somewhere in India. I just remember seeing them, and of course the lads got stuck when the tide came out from, I don't know how the tide comes out from there, but the boats got stuck. The water came out and they got stuck in the canal somewhere. But yeah, I just thought that was funny.
No, I stuck in the canal without a paddle.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good fun. That lot, actually, I did have it was a very good experience spending 6 weeks with them. Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories about Simone on your tour of Sri Lanka and the bikes? Just for context as well, for anyone.
Simone, yeah, he's not a very good map reader.
No. You're getting lost a lot, was he?
Well, we started calling them Simone tours when we were having some fun with him, because we'd all end up in the hotel and Simone would turn up 6 hours later. Yeah. After going missing, like most of them. Where are you? I don't know.
He'd be stopping every 10 minutes with the bike. So what are you looking at the map?
I think he stopped to take a picture, and obviously when it's a group of mates riding, there's obviously a bit of competition maybe. So he's not the fastest rider, and I think we just lost him a few times, and then it took him a while to find out where we were.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and of course he had the support vehicle with him with all the alcohol in it as well. Right. So by the time we got to the hotel, we were all pretty upset with him by the time he turned up.
You were all waiting for the drinks. There was no bars in the hotels, no.
Not there. There are normally, but where we were staying for that one night, it was a guest house, and
Okay.
no, there was no booze. We brought our own.
He probably had a few before he got to you. Got a head start.
I think he probably gave the motorbike to a mechanic to drive, and he sat in the support vehicle drinking probably.
Well, anyways, I'll leave it there. I'll let you back to it. Congratulations on the new resort, or is it a hotel? What would you call it?
It's a hotel. It's a 10-bedroom hotel. Yeah.
Congratulations on it, and it was nice talking to you. And hopefully, I can meet you in the future sometime.
Indeed. Once all this rubbish is over, and we can all travel normally again. Yeah, we'll be good.
Exactly.
All right,
Okay.
Stan, thank
Cheers,
you, mate.
Zander. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.